Hi, Dav here, and today we have a new episode in the art session series. And today we're going to be doing a voiceover of a recent sketch I did. And in this case, I did kind of like it's similar to the last episode, where I don't use just one brush, where I use quite a bit of layers, and I use multiple brushes. So in this case, I think my reference was I forgot who the artist was, or I did not see their name, but it's essentially Spider-Man. So I was trying to draw the line art first, basically the ink part first, and I actually did like the way this turned out. So even right now, it already looks like Spider-Man. So to me, this is what a good sketch, a line sketch looks like, where you don't have so many lines. Even the way I did the arm and the web sort of like effect, it looks good. And I think I struggled with doing that in the first episode of this like batch, where I think I was trying to study the artwork of it's a fan art of Supergirl, the one with the brunette version, short hair brunette, big tits. Like that episode, it was a little too many lines. But this one, I was focused on trying to get the essential lines, and obviously it's way easier because the artists themselves, their artwork is very clear, right? And I've noticed I think Spider-Man is one of the most. He's cool in that you can see him in pretty much any pose, because based on his character, he's like a kind of like a spider, or he's very flexible and stuff like that. So you'll often see him in like really interesting, really dynamic poses, which I think makes him a very reliable character to draw, and just dependable because he's not boring usually. Even meme culture, you'll often see Spider-Man in like memes just because he's famous, but also it's his body. He can do so much with it. Oh, sounds dirty. I did have seeing it now. I struggled a bit with like the feet. Like, how do you draw feet without showing toes? And like, how do you make it look like an actual foot, right? Because not wearing a shoe. It's kind of a shoe, but it blends into his leg a bit easily. But yeah, but notice how I'm not using that many lines. Is it that correct or that super confident? Not really, but because I'm a little more careful and I'm not wasting too many strokes, and I'm trying to just be bolder. I think being bold matters, even if your proportions are kind of wrong. Even if you don't get it right in the beginning, you can always redraw it, and besides, you can always do better in your next drawing. But I think being bold can help. Being like trying to get it in one like stroke, even if it's sort of crazy, exaggerated, I think it helps. So I'm adding some darker values here, because the reference did have some like black filled in areas, so it's basically the shadow parts. And I'm adding these shadows. Even the way I did the hand, it was really easy to do it because the reference was also very clear. But it's good to like draw this way. I'm realizing, because you can see it helps you simplify anatomy a lot. I think in a way, if you're trying to be too accurate, your drawing is going to suck. So you want to learn how to simplify. Even if you have reference, learn to simplify it in your own way. Use the shapes you can see, and make the shapes you can make with the shapes you can see. What? Essentially, I'm adding shadows now. Same brush, but I'm just changing the size of it a bit. But oh, it kind of reminds me of another artist named what's her name again? Jorge Jimenez. I'm not saying my sketch looks like his work, but I don't know. I just remembered his like ink work, because he has very cool kind of ink work, very dynamic, very like, in a way, the way he does his inks, it's somewhat impressionistic. Like, it's not just line work. Sometimes he'll use like a flat brush or something. It just looks really, really cool. And yeah, there's a lot. Take away like the big black kind of shapes and like brush strokes. Just focusing on just the contour lines. It's so dynamic in terms of like the line weight, and everything. And I do like how this turned out, even though it's kind of messy, way messier than the actual original sketch. It just has a certain dynamic look to it, which I admire. Right? It's kind of energetic. And maybe one day it's gonna help me get better at my doujins. Because obviously, if you're doing like manga doujins, some interesting comics, right? Some not safe or erotica types of comics, you're gonna have to get good at anatomy. But it's not always like being so. It's not always about accuracy. You want it to feel good, to look good, right? So I think doing stuff like these types of drawings can definitely help me. So when I added the color, I used a marker brush. It's the same brush I used to sketch that big tit super the first sketch of this batch. But in this case, I didn't draw within the lines. I actually prefer it this way. Sadly, I think in the end I erased the like these areas over here, the outer side. But I think it looked kind of good having this kind of effect. The dry marker. Okay, so now I'm adding the new layer, marker. In this way, I'm not even limiting myself to a clipped layer. Like I'm not drawing like this layer of red is not clipped to the blue. So in a way, it's much more free because I'm not so bothered, or I'm not too concerned about like the edges. Like I just try to make sure it's close enough to the edge, and that's it. Even if it goes beyond a little bit or it's a little bit less, I don't really mind. Although I think in the end I tried erasing it or tried cleaning up the edges, which I think it robbed a little bit of the energy away. You tell me. But I may do more of these in the future. So I did say I was gonna limit myself to like one brush, but you know it's not too bad. It's not too bad. For as long as I'm not using too many layers, I think for a short art session, you know, for a 5-10 minute sketch, it's not that bad. You know, I think you can create something kind of cool. But look at that! That's Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man, right? By the way, there's a new movie coming out of Spider-Man. Same guy, I forgot his name. The guy whose girlfriend is like, forgot her name too. Oh shit, I'm forgetting both their names, but the only name that comes to mind is Kin for some reason. Harley Quinn. That's different. That's Joker's girlfriend. Sam Witwicky. Oh no, that's Transformers. Oh, my brain is so fried. Anyway, Spider-Man. Oh, I did add some like lines to indicate the webby parts. I wasn't too accurate with it. I was being fairly gestural, but it looked enough. As a sketch, I think it's fine. Just suggest the webs. You don't have to be super accurate with it. Although in the original drawing they were very like, you know, it looked like it actually revolved around the form of the body, but for this kind of sketch, you know, it just suggests webs, and I think it's fine. And somewhere along the line, well, I think I'm gonna add like some highlights. What pen do? Ballpoint, fine. A ballpoint, okay. I think there's some like, oh, so white for the eyes. Oh, by the way, this video in the background that you're seeing, it's done in real time, so just be aware. I'm painting. I'm on top of everything. I'm painting on top essentially. So, and I think in the end, I add like some yellow too, or the because in the reference photo they had like a that light source. I'm guessing it's the sun, right? Maybe they're gliding through the skyline, the cityscape, with you know, as the sun is sort of setting. Look at that! I did not have to erase this because this yellow thing, it already sort of creates like a definition of this edge. Like you can see the edge without really, like it fills that gap. Like you can know that you can see the difference between the background and the figure. So erasing this sort of thing in the end was not necessary, and it kind of again it took away a little bit of that dynamic look, that bold, sketchy, just ravaged kind of you know, approach. Ravaged, wrong word, but get it. I even like it. I like the streaks here as well, where you can see a bit of the white in the background. That kind of imperfect look. It just looks really cool. I mean, right now it looks cool. It's enough. But I had to be an asshole and erase it. I could have spent that time like painting something or adding more detail instead of erasing the edges. But you know, this is all part of a learning experience. You figure things out, you realize what works, what doesn't work. So right now, what works for me, or what seems to be nice, is what I don't mind is the strokes going beyond. For as long as I have like something in the edge, like some kind of highlight or some kind of underlighting or reflected lighting to help define that edge, or to help make that edge a bit easier to see. to help separate it from the background. I don't mind it. I mean, this one's okay too. You know, I don't want to be too much of a dick to my own self, but it wasn't as bad before as well, right? So the blues and the reds are actually in their own separate layers, so I had to go back and even this part of this blue, it was on a different layer, so I had to erase it as well. Yeah, there you go. I think it's along with the red stuff as well, I guess. Or maybe not. I'm going back to the other blue. Yeah, cleaning up those edges. Oh, this one's okay too. This one's okay too. Okay, it's not. It's actually kind of cool. Actually, kind of cool. Regardless, both are cool. Both approaches, but yeah, I should have erased this part. Like this part right now. This little line is really annoying me. But you know, it happens. But yeah, that's it for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh fuck.